Hey guys, Cameron with CBM Reviews here. Yeah, it's been a month. I haven't posted anything, and I want to talk about it. And that's not the only thing that this video is talking about. I do want to talk about some MCU X-Men, we'll call it theories. They could be, things that I want to see whenever they bring the X-Men in. But I want to talk about things. If you don't care about those things, that's perfectly fine. Skip ahead to this time right here, and you can get to the X-Men goodness. But until then, let me kind of give a little bit of a heads up as far as things are going. Yes, I'm in my car. I didn't want to film at my normal place where I normally do. There have been some things going on. I was working, and working conditions started to get to a point to where it wasn't exactly the best for the employees. And then there's a lot of things going on in the country with racial tensions. This is nothing new. You guys already know about this. And I felt like it was important for me to focus on how this affects me, my personal life, my kids' life. And in all of that time, this is all going on. I got laid off. So apparently not essential anymore. And it's not the worst thing in the world. It allowed me to kind of refresh, hit the reset button. And so there are a lot of things that I missed on within this time. I never did a review of the Stargirl show. I have been missing out on the latest episodes of Harley Quinn. I didn't do a reaction to the Doom Patrol Season 2 trailer. I didn't do a reaction to the Old Guard trailer, all of which, those trailers, I saw them, but it wasn't the right time. So, normally I like to post 2 times a week. I don't think that I will sustainably be able to do that for right now. So I'll post as soon as possible. I still have some of the Marvel Movie Minute episodes. Keep watching those if you have been. It ends up really well. And I know I've been sitting on these things for like 4 months at this point. But if you've been enjoying them, you're going to like how it ends. But anyway, I just kind of wanted to get you guys caught up on the things that are going on with me. And now to the main event, the X-Men. So if you have seen some of my older videos, this one in particular, I made a case about making Magneto black in the MCU. I'm not changing that position. I am doing 2 things though. Number 1, I'm changing who I cast. In my casting video, I said that I wanted Giancarlo Esposito to play the role of Magneto, but that's changed. And not anything negative to Giancarlo, but with his recent addition in The Mandalorian, I felt like that would be too many spoons in the pot. And so I said, maybe we can pick who I originally wanted for Magneto, and that is Denzel Washington. No, he is not known for any kind of comic book roles whatsoever, but Magneto is such a very, and it's not complex, but it's a very grounded villain. Growing up in an era where people hated him just because of who he was, and then that evolving to people still hating him, but not for his nationality, but for his species. And I think that Denzel as an actor could bring some gravity to that role. Not saying that Giancarlo couldn't pull it, but since he doesn't have any kind of preset comic book or sci-fi anchors weighing him down, he could really throw himself into there. So that's the first thing I want to talk about. Number 2, I wanted to talk about the villain. And we've seen lots of X-Men villains on the screen. We've seen Stryker, we've seen Magneto, we've seen Juggernaut, we've seen Mystique, we've seen the Sentinels. We've seen the Hellfire Club. We even saw Apocalypse and Dark Phoenix. So who have we not seen? Because the MCU is usually really good at giving us villains that we have not seen. And I think that the best villain for their debut is Mr. Sinister. Nathaniel Essex has been hinted in the X-Men movies only in a post-credit scene at the end of X-Men Apocalypse. That being said, he needs to be done proper, and the MCU is usually really good about doing that. And this brings me to kind of like what I would want to see as far as the plot is concerned and how it would tie into the rest of the MCU. With Mr. Sinister, there's one thing that you got to include, and it's something that the MCU has not done before, as far as I know, and that is clones. They've done suspended animation, they've done genetic remakeups, things of that sort, but they haven't done cloning, and I think this would be the proper villain to bring that sort of thing in. Now, for those of you, and I know there are quite a bit because I read my comment section, who want Magneto to be Jewish or white, I don't want to get into the specifics of terminology, but for those of you who don't want Magneto to be black, the story that I thought up would make that work, and it would take reference from two different X-Men things in the past. Number one, it would take from X-Men First Class, and number two, it would take from the X-Men animated series from the 90s. The things I would want to see if they did it to where Magneto had his classic backstory. He and Charles, with a band of mutants, their First Class, go up against Sinister completely unprepared. And they lose. Spectacularly lose. In fact, one of the X-Men gets killed. In the same way Morph was killed in the first 2 episodes of the animated series, I would want a character to die here. And I don't want them to kind of sugarcoat it and bring in some lame character. I want it to be a serious character. Anyway, he's got everybody in suspended animation. And then the snap happens. And Sinister is in his lab. And the snap happens. And all of the classic good characters turn to ash. And Sinister, in a moment of desperation, releases everybody else, who turns into the Brotherhood. And this is where we have a manufactured split between the ideologies. Yes, there can be like something rooted there. I don't have a problem with that. But how they go their different ways, this could definitely be the way that they bring it about. And then, of course, when Hulk snaps and they come back, now they're left to their own devices. The suspended animation machines have been turned off because, as far as Sinister knows, there's no reason to keep them on. So then the X-Men come out, and they're kind of, the only thing I don't like about this is that it borrows a bit much from Captain America. And I think that Chris Evans did the role so well, especially in the first 2 movies, First Avenger and in Winter Soldier. I think that's the only thing I don't like. The last thing I want to talk about, though, is who I want to play Mr. Sinister. And I think that Keanu Reeves would be a perfect Nathaniel Essex. He's got his gunplay and hand-to-hand background with the Matrix and with the John Wick series. And even though he didn't need to make the new Bill and Ted movie, he's coming out with that. His star power is on the rise, especially with the Matrix 4 and John Wick 4 coming out. I think that since he has not been in an MCU movie as of yet, this would be a perfect way to bring him in, not as a hero, but as a major villain. Those are the things that I wanted to talk about as far as the MCU X-Men. So let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. And if you're new here, subscribe to the channel. Share this with your friends. And as always, this is Cameron with Ive Been Reviews. We'll see you next time.